Nvidia did a fantastic job in terms of bouncing right off. Nvidia did W-shape out, okay, W-shape out of this area, only to reject this spot, which is also 260 area resistance, and back down. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. Well, this is your boy Francis. Welcome to the Trading Success Show. Well, what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be talking about stocks as usual, and this is going to be, our popular chart demand. Right now, the market is really doing something that I thought it will do, because we really sold off in the market, only to bounce back in this same market again. Looking at SPY, right? But first, this is not a recommendation to buy or to sell any equity or whatsoever. It is for entertainment purposes only. And with that being said, you are welcome. Now, the market itself looks like we bounce off the 420 area, try to reclaim the 200 moving average. We did reclaim that spot, only to reject the 50 exponential moving average spot. This also coincides with our trend right here. Okay, it also coincides with our trend. If we take a look at it on a broader perspective, looking at it on Think or Swim, the same thing happened there, right? So we look at how we've been rejecting this spot, only to pull back down, right? And try to consolidate. We made the consolidation and we push into the same trend, guys, right? We push into the same trend that has been holding, right? Which is right here. We push into that trend. If you look at this line right here, this line also coincides with that area of intersection. Okay, so we intersected at that spot and rejected that spot back down to our 200 moving average spot. But then we started bouncing right off that area on the daily chart. So one thing you have to understand, we are trying, or the market itself is trying to reclaim the 200 moving average area, which is this spot right here. And with that being said, I will be looking for stocks that I will be focusing on, stocks that I will be buying or adding to for the long-term position. Okay, I'm gonna lay out all the stock, analyze all the stocks, but in these stocks I'm gonna tell you which one I think is an opportunity to buy that particular stock based on what I'm seeing, based on the market trajectory. And of course, we also have Fed coming up with their raising rates and things like that. So we'll see how that pan out, but that doesn't mean that the market is going to zero or the market is crashing instantaneously, right? So look for stocks to start staging, look for stocks to start holding that long-term portfolio you'll be thinking about. Like I took some on PayPal, I took some on Square. Taking a look at PayPal and Square here as well, all right? Looking at PayPal right now, I took some when PayPal got to 122-ish, 123, and then we just bounced right off, right into 126. But that is not enough for me. I need more bounce on the name. Okay, if price can really break this 130 spot, I think we should be all right on PayPal. I also took Square at 103. Okay, Square got to that spot of 99.81, and I told fellow colleagues that Square, I'm looking for $100 support. If we can hold $100 of support, we should be all right. And luckily for us, okay, luck is not a strategy, but looking at the chart, looking at fundamental, that area really did hold as a support, which is this $100 spot, right? So stock bounced right into 130 and I took some profit off the table. So that profit right now, I'm adding that back into the name, right? So this area really held, that $100 area really held, and then we bounced right off, took profit, sold back down because of other news as well, right? For now, let's see how Bitcoin plays out. I think Bitcoin is coming up. It's been pushing and pushing and pushing on side. So now let's take a look at Bitcoin real quick and see how Bitcoin futures are doing right now. Well, if you see, Bitcoin is really pushing at this spot right now. So Bitcoin broke 40K with a very strong push, right? So now I'll be expecting this area to act as a resistance. If this area acts and then hold, I think we'll be looking for Bitcoin to push right into the $45,000 on Bitcoin. So if we can extend this at this moment, okay, this line right here, let's see what that would take us. All right, so that really did take us down to this area. Resistance now broke. Okay, so now we're going to be fighting the 4150 area or 41,500 area on the Bitcoin side. Now, if I cannot finish up all this analysis on the stocks I have today, I'm going to post them up on my Twitter and stock tweet account. Now, CRM, okay, CRM is one long-term stocks I do love to have in my portfolio, and reason is because Salesforce has been doing great in terms of, you know, their business perspective, in terms of their business focus side. So taking some around this area is not a bad idea, right? Right now we are in the oversold territory, oversold zone. Compared to buying CRM around this $300 spot, I think, you know, picking some here or start staging at this point in time is better off than the 300. So I'll be looking for this trend right now, looking for price to really revisit this 20 exponential moving average, and we can go from there. Upstart as well, UPST is another one that I think will really did push. Okay, so if we can reclaim the $100, I think we should be able to push to that 110 zone. So keep an eye out on that name. I do like it as well. General Motors is another long-term hold. Right now $50 acting as a support. If that area holds, I think we can continue to push. Now my near-term focus will be the 200 moving average reclaim on General Motors. Roblox as well, Roblox Corporation, ROBLX, I'm looking for some pick around this $60 zone. The reason is because, you know, we've been at that $140, $135 area for, you know, a while, and we just sold right off. Okay, so that $60.65 is that area where you want to start, you know, staging your trade as well. Pins as well, we're looking for a bottom bounce play off this 25 last week, and we got that bounce play, right? So right now look for $30 in the coming days on that name. Facebook also sold right off for Thursday, Friday, sold right off into 230 and then bounce. Okay, so right now keep an eye out on Facebook or Meta platform and see if this 230 area can hold as a support, because if you take a look at what happened to PayPal, is really crazy what happened to PayPal. Now let's look at PayPal. PayPal really did sold right off in the making. So look at how PayPal has been selling off, and you know, all the earnings report and all that just didn't help a bit, right? But right now I think, you know, this 125, 120 area is a very good area to pick some up. Okay, I wanted to pick at around the 145, but you know, it was the market, the trend was still down, and my indicator was still telling me we have some room to go, so I didn't pick some up. So I think right now indicator is telling me that I should start staging my position. QCOM as well. Right now, our 20 and 50 exponential moving average is that area to watch. Okay, this area holds, I think we'll continue to push higher on QCOM. Okay, QCOM. So 170 is going to be that support. Okay, if this immediate support 20 and 50 exponential moving average fails, so look for 170 as a support. Overall, look for a revisit of this resistance zone on the name. LUV, this is Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines right now is fighting the 20 and 50 exponential moving average. If we can hold these $42, $43 area, I believe, you know, we can push through this downtrend line right here. So BYND as well, 55 area really did hold, and right now our fight is going to be the $60. If we can reclaim the 60, I think we can push towards that $70. Palantir as well is another long term. I added some more on my Palantir because it's a long term hold for me. Also Fubu, I added some more on Fubu as well to bring my average to a considerable level, which is around $11. That is my average right now. So I think as time goes on, I'll continue to add in the making. Boeing as well. Boeing is another one that really rejected the 185 area and then bounced right off into 20 and 50 exponential moving average. Boeing right now, Boeing is working that 20 and 50 exponential moving average, consolidating around this area. If it doesn't break the 210, I'll be expecting price back to the 200 moving average. So keep an eye out on Boeing. BABA as well, been consolidating around this range. Okay, so we've been consolidating around this range, and right now I think our best bet is the 20 exponential moving average. See if price can hold that level. AMD as well. AMD is a long-term kind of hold. We took some up around this $100 in anticipation of a bounce back into the 200 moving average. We just didn't look back. We just bounced right through and just started pushing into 50 exponential moving average rejection. So we rejected that area back. Now we're trying to reclaim the 20 exponential moving average. I will say keep an eye out on this 120 area, support around that area. If it doesn't hold, then we can pull back down to retest the 200 moving average on AMD. Roku is another one to keep an eye out on. I think 167 is your area. If we can break that spot, we should be alright. We're looking at Unity Software, guys. Unity Software has been pushing and pushing and pushing right from the $90 zone. Taking a look at Unity Software here on Think or Swim. Right now, I think we are trying to bounce off. Look at the volume that came in. This is a huge amount of volume that came in compared to the previous days, right? So indicators coming in as positive as well. With this huge amount of volume, I think we should be able to break this area of resistance. So if we can break that spot, I think we can shoot through 123, which is our 200 moving average. So keep an eye out. If we break that area, I think we'll continue to push through. I also coincide with the trend there on that Unity software, because right now their earnings report year over year, they made about 43%, beating expectation by $20 million, and provided a very strong market forecast. Okay, so keep an eye out on you as well. Netflix, okay, Netflix right now, I think, you know, picking some up around the 360 area was a good deal, because we just bounced right into 455, which is the area where you take profit. Why? Because if you take a look at the name, this area is a resistance, right? So I expect it to really hold right there and then sold right off. Now support is going to be $400 on Netflix. Okay, they are increasing their subscription as well. That's why other like Disney also pull back. AFRM, we're looking at 67.50, 67.40 area. If we can break through, I think $70 and more will come in the name. BROS, we're looking at $60 break. $60 break, I think we can push through into 75 or $80 on that. ON is a semiconductor company as well. So right now we need to reclaim the 20 and 50 exponential moving average, and we should be all right. Amazon, Amazon, sold right off on earnings and then bounced back up, right? Market pullback, bounce, and then sold right off into earnings, and now I think we really did good in terms of earnings as well, increasing their prime subscription. Right now I think 30.41 is that area. And also talking about Amazon, we can also talk about Google as well, announcing 20-for-1 split. So right now, yeah, I had a discussion with a friend and said, instead of buying this price, this 30.50 on Google, I think the price will really pull back down because it will sell off, and then you can think about staging the trade, staging, think about picking up some until they announce, until they set a date for the split. Okay, for now we're just buying the rumor. Okay, that is what people, investors, traders are doing right there on Google right now. CRWD is another long-term play that I'm thinking we can really bounce if cloud system, artificial intelligence, and all those good play continue to play out in terms of cyber security and things like that. So I think this company also stand a chance to really make it in this space. So keep an eye out on that 180 area. If 180 holds, I think we should be all right to push. Looking at Tesla, okay, Tesla right now got 2050 exponential moving average area. Tesla is consolidating around the $900 spot after we rejected and bounced off the $800 support. Okay, so right now we bounced right off and trying to reclaim the $900. That is the area for reclaim. If I'm looking for long term, I think this is the best spot to really pick some up in anticipation of the move higher. But look for 200 as a support because this stock is volatile. AT&T as well is back down. Okay, remember I talked about AT&T that I will not be picking more into this extension. Okay, I will wait for a pullback to add to the positions I have, right? So now we're back to that area, which is also a decent spot to add to your position. So right now this area is also a good area with risk in mind as well on your stock. Nvidia did a fantastic job in terms of bouncing right off. Nvidia did W-shape out, okay, W-shape out of this area, only to reject this spot, which is also 260 area resistance, and back down to 240. So keep an eye out on this 240 area. This area will act as a support. If it doesn't, then we can flush back down to 230, but I'm expecting this 240 area to hold on Nvidia as we continue to see positive nature. Snap as well did a fantastic job of pushing back into the highs, right? So we sold right off into 25 and then bounce off. So right now I'll be expecting Snap to really continue to momentarily push in the making. Reason is because we have all these IWM QQQ down as well, so I'll be looking for more action to come on that name. And finally, not really finally, but we're looking at Mara right now with Bitcoin, gaining steam, gaining momentum. Our RSI MACD is beginning to show a positive trend, okay, and also we are at 41% on RSI. So I'll be looking for price to revisit the $30, $35 in the coming days. Guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, concerns, or anything, email me at tradingsuccessshow@gmail.com, and I will gladly reply your emails. I will gladly reply your messages as time goes on. So thank you guys for being here. Peace and love, guys. Bye bye.